Late last year, two news organizations funded by the Russian government, RT and Sputnik, were forced to register as foreign agents in the United States at the insistence of the Department of Justice in Washington. The DOJ's orders were issued following claims by U.S. intelligence agencies that the two outlets were part of the Kremlin's alleged interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. And American lawmakers have since threatened other foreign-funded broadcasters, including this one, Al Jazeera, with similar measures. But what about the flip side of that? Namely, the U.S. government's own state-funded media operations that broadcast to 100 countries in more than 60 languages. Those stations include Voice of America and Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, which have been lauded in some quarters for providing reliable reporting in countries with limited press freedom. However, like RT and Sputnik, they've also been accused of producing propaganda dressed up as news at the service of their sponsors in the State Department. The Listening Post's Flo Phillips now on U.S. state-funded media overseas and the at times muddy waters through which journalism and propaganda flow.
An American intelligence report finds that one of the weapons in the Kremlin's arsenal was its state-run news network, RT.
A congressional committee in the U.S. has just revoked RT America's accreditation on Capitol Hill.
Since RT and Sputnik News were forced to register as foreign agents back in November 2017, U.S. officials have threatened other government-funded broadcasters, like CGTN and Al Jazeera, with the same treatment. But the U.S. government itself is no stranger to broadcasting into other countries. Its foreign media budget stands at $685 million, dwarfing the $450 million parceled out to domestic public broadcasters. The foreign media operation is run through the Broadcasting Board of Governors, the BBG, which houses 5 broadcasting centers under its umbrella. The Office of Cuba Broadcasting, based in Miami, is home to Radio and TV Marti. There's also Radio Free Asia, which covers the socialist and communist countries of Southeast Asia, and the Middle East broadcasting networks, including 24/7 Arabic language TV network Al Hurra. But the BBG's flagship stations are without doubt Voice of America and Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. As is the case with RT, whether their output is journalism or propaganda depends on who you ask.
If you look at what RFERL is broadcasting, it is news, it's information, it's moderate in tone, it's not propagandistic, it may have a stance, but the kinds of coverage really aren't that much different than you would find in the Washington Post or the New York Times or other major independent media.
The kind of cozy relationship that eventually emerged between Voice of America or Radio Free Europe and the propaganda machinery, whether it's the U.S. State Department or CIA, is not cozy, it's just like employees. These are state-run.
Accurate reporting, reliable reporting, balanced reporting.
The budget comes from the government. There is no independence. Yes, news is being communicated, but in a way with a selected constellation of news that pushes forward a very particular line of understanding the world.
One of the questions that has arisen involving VOA and other broadcasters in recent years